Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Without wasting your time, let me tell you the story. Part 1. The Invitation. On a crisp October morning, the small town of Ravenswood buzzed with excitement. Halloween was just around the corner and it was the talk of the town. But this year, something truly spine-chilling was about to unfold. In the heart of Ravenswood stood an ancient mansion, shrouded in mystery and darkness. It was known as Blackwood House, a place whispered about only in hushed tones. The mere mention of its name sent shivers down the spines of the townsfolk. Legend had it that the mansion was cursed, haunted by restless spirits and malevolent forces. The tale of Blackwood House dated back to the 18th century. It was built by the enigmatic Elias Blackwood, a man known for his eccentricity and fascination with the occult. As the story goes, Elias had made a pact with the supernatural, seeking eternal life in exchange for his soul. But the price was steep, and he and his family were cursed to roam the mansion for all eternity. For years, Blackwood House remained abandoned, a dark and imposing presence looming over Ravenswood. Local children dared one another to approach the wrought iron gates on Halloween night, but none ventured inside. That was until the arrival of Professor Samuel Hastings, a renowned paranormal investigator, and his team of fearless ghost hunters. Professor Hastings was a man of unwavering conviction. He believed that every paranormal claim had a rational explanation, and he had spent his life debunking ghostly legends. But Blackwood House was different. The legends surrounding it were too pervasive, too consistent to be mere superstition. One day, a curious invitation arrived at Professor Hastings' office. The envelope was old and weathered, and it bore no return address. Inside, a letter written in elegant, archaic script extended an invitation to investigate Blackwood House. The letter was unsigned but carried the seal of the mansion. Part 2. The Gathering. Professor Hastings gathered his team. His trusted associate, Dr. Amelia Sinclair, a parapsychologist with an unshakable belief in the supernatural. Alex Reynolds, an intrepid cameraman with a penchant for capturing the unexplained on film. And Sarah Lawson, an expert in historical research who would help uncover the mysteries of Blackwood House. As they prepared to leave for Ravenswood, Professor Hastings couldn't help but feel a mixture of excitement and trepidation. Blackwood House was not a place to be taken lightly, and the legends that surrounded it were enough to give anyone pause. But it was precisely this challenge that drew him to it. The team arrived in Ravenswood on the eve of Halloween. Their arrival met with both fascination and skepticism from the townsfolk. Professor Hastings had a reputation that preceded him, and the people of Ravenswood were eager to see if he could unravel the enigma of Blackwood House. Blackwood House, as they first laid eyes on it, was a formidable sight. Its facade was adorned with grotesque gargoyles, and its dark, ivy-covered walls seemed to breathe with a sinister presence. The gates creaked open of their own accord as the team approached, as if beckoning them inside. Part 3. The Nightfall. With nightfall on Halloween, the investigation began. The team entered Blackwood House armed with cameras, recording equipment, and an array of scientific instruments designed to measure and document any paranormal activity. The atmosphere inside was oppressive, and the air was heavy with an otherworldly chill. Their journey through the mansion was filled with eerie occurrences. Footsteps echoed in empty halls, and shadows seemed to dance in the corners of their vision. Dr. Sinclair's electromagnetic field meter spiked in certain areas, indicating potential paranormal energy. The investigators explored room after room, each revealing a glimpse into the mansion's tragic history. In the grand ballroom, they heard the faint strains of a melancholic piano melody, though no musician was in sight. In the family portraits gallery, the eyes of the Blackwood ancestors seemed to follow their every move. As they ventured deeper into the mansion, they uncovered a hidden library, its shelves lined with ancient tomes on the occult. One particularly ominous book stood out, its pages filled with dark incantations and cryptic symbols. Professor Hastings made a note to examine it later. The most unsettling discovery came when they reached the attic. There, they found a collection of eerie porcelain dolls, each one more grotesque than the last. The dolls' lifeless eyes seemed to pierce the team's souls, and Sarah Lawson noticed a striking resemblance between one of the dolls and a portrait of Elias Blackwood himself. As the night wore on, the investigators set up their equipment in the most active areas of the mansion, hoping to capture concrete evidence of the supernatural. Tensions ran high as they prepared for a night of vigilance, for they knew that Blackwood House had much more in store for them. Part 4. The Haunting. The night in Blackwood House was long and unsettling. The investigators sat in silence, their equipment recording every sound and movement. Dr. Sinclair, with her sensitive abilities, claimed to feel a presence surrounding them, a feeling of being watched. At the stroke of midnight, the team's equipment began to register unusual phenomena. Cameras captured flickering shadows and unexplained orbs of light. Electronic voice phenomena, EVP sessions, yielded cryptic whispers, as if the spirits were trying to communicate. In one particularly chilling moment, Professor Hastings himself felt an icy hand brush against his shoulder while he reviewed the occult book they had discovered earlier. The incident sent shivers down his spine, and he knew they were not alone. The team continued to explore the mansion throughout the night. They followed eerie sounds, deciphered cryptic symbols, and conducted further experiments to communicate with the spirits of Blackwood House. Each encounter was more unsettling than the last, and the investigators were acutely aware that the malevolent forces at play were growing stronger. It was in the mansion's dilapidated chapel that the investigators experienced their most harrowing encounter. As they entered, the room's candles flickered to life, casting an eerie glow on the decrepit altar. A ghostly figure appeared before them, the tortured visage of Elias Blackwood. Elias, or his spirit, revealed the truth behind the curse of Blackwood House. He had indeed made a pact with dark forces in his pursuit of immortality, and in doing so, he had unwittingly bound his family to the mansion for all eternity. The tormented spirits of his family were trapped, unable to move on. Desperation and rage emanated from Elias as he begged the investigators to break the curse and release his family from their torment. The investigators realized that the key to unraveling the curse lay in the very occult book that Professor Hastings had found earlier. They needed to perform a ritual to undo the dark magic that bound the Blackwood family. Part 5. The Ritual. With the guidance of Elias Blackwood's spirit, the team embarked on a treacherous journey to break the curse. The ritual required precise recitation of incantations, the use of rare and mysterious ingredients, and a great deal of courage. As the investigators gathered the necessary materials and prepared for the ritual, the malevolent entities in Blackwood House grew more aggressive. Doors slammed shut. Objects levitated, and the chilling laughter of spectral children echoed through the halls. The ritual itself was fraught with danger. It involved the team entering a state of deep trance and allowing their collective energy to intertwine with the spirits of the Blackwood family. For hours, they recited the incantations, their voices wavering as they felt the presence of the cursed souls surrounding them. The climax of the ritual arrived when the room filled with an otherworldly light, and the spirits of the Blackwood family materialized before the investigators. Their agonized expressions transformed into expressions of relief and gratitude as the curse slowly unraveled. The investigators knew that their task was nearly complete when they heard the voice of Elias Blackwood one final time. He thanked them and bade them farewell, the mansion echoing with his final otherworldly words. The spirits of Blackwood House dissipated into the night, leaving behind a newfound sense of serenity. Part 6. Redemption. With the curse finally broken, the investigators left Blackwood House, their mission accomplished. The mansion that had once been a place of dread was now a place of peace, its dark history laid to rest. The story ends here. If you like this story, then please like and subscribe my channel and share the video who wants go explore the Blackwood House.